Okay, right, so we're here with Corey and Evan Film One, so thanks very much again taking the time out to spend a few minutes with us guys. How's the tour been going so far?
So far it's been great.
Yeah?
All the shows, the last 2 nights in particular, have been really musical, really fun.
And the last 2 nights you've been in Manchester and...
yeah, last night in Manchester and the night before in Bristol.
Okay. How's the crowd response been? Do you find much difference between crowds here and in the US?
That's a loaded question.
It is. I don't know. Yeah. Do we mosh more over here? Or are we more reserved? Are we typically reserved British? Or
from the stage, it kind of feels similar, I think. Or maybe there's, like in other places, there's variation from city to city, maybe more than country to country.
Yeah.
Night to night.
Cool.
I've noticed you've got no time on your tour to actually see any of the UK really, have you? You're on the bus every single day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Would you like to come back and actually see it?
Oh, I'd love to.
Before Brexit.
Especially here. Especially coming back to Glasgow. Spending some time would be really nice.
The Glasgow School of Art building is absolutely amazing. Charles Rennie Tuitions.
Yeah, we dropped by there and got to take a long walk earlier. It's something special.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you're touring the new album Plum at the moment. Obviously you've been doing that for a good few months, I should think now. There's kind of a noticeable evolution to the sound on the new album. Is this a direct result of the new members joining, or just a natural sort of progression in the way you've been writing? Or do you not feel there's a much difference?
Sorry if we're both a little slow to the draw.
No worries.
It takes a little time to think, really. I think it's a good mix of both.
Yeah.
We were naturally evolving into this more into this democratized version of the band.
Yeah.
And getting away from I guess the structure that defined the band for the first couple records, which is mainly like I was the principal songwriter and everyone was like fleshing out songs that I'd already written. And
sure.
With 1,000 Days, it got more in the direction that it has developed into now, where we were writing everything, a lot of the material together, and then with this one, with the addition of Sophia and Robbie, it's like sort of complete.
Yeah.
It's a beautifully complex album. I think it really is. It's 1,000 Days is a good one. It's a good 1,000 Days. So it seems to be sort of like a foundation, a cornerstone for what's happened now. When we first listened to the album, it's eclectic. It seems like the influences have changed slightly as well. Is that a fair comment?
I think so, or at least like I feel like we let more influence that isn't totally genre defined or something. More of that, which I feel like is constantly creeping in.
How do you feel about, obviously Mark Riley and Six Music define the band as being an American psychedelic band? Are you happy with that label?
I feel like I have an interest in psychedelia, but maybe not an interest in psychedelic rock as an aesthetic category or something. Or at least it's like it tends to be very narrowly defined, which seems contrary to psychedelia to me.
I think the music press kind of like labels, don't they, and radio presenters like being able to label a band as a particular genre, don't they? And it's kind of, you don't always want to be in that category, I suppose. I mean, you've had 4 albums out in as many years. So are you constantly writing? Do you write on tour, or do you have time to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're pretty consistently writing. The only thing that isn't consistent is the pace at which we write.
Yeah.
Because sometimes on tour it can be really on top of everything, just like kind of a drag to be exhausted.
Yeah, I imagine.
And trying to play some song that you never played before in front of a sound person, some
Yeah.
clearly you've never met before. But I feel like we're getting better at utilizing our time. So
Yeah, cool. No problem.
let's leave that. But yeah, I feel like we get better at just. I've gotten better about using our time abroad and traveling to
Yeah.
write stuff.
Cool. I've got to ask, the signature one guitar sound is kind of steeped in fuzz and overdrive. How do you do? We had a sneaky look at your guitar pedals out there earlier, but how do you get that much amazing fuzz? We've been trying to replicate it with a few electro-harmonics
It
pedals.
seems
but
that you
can't
managed
quite
to
get there.
control the untamable almost. It's such an enormous sound that one can produce. I mean, I suppose there's a lovely delicacy now, I think, with the shows are complete on this side, which makes you guys great all-rounders, I suppose, and gives probably a greater audience base now, I would imagine. I'm sure there's people that love the sound of Roller, which is so dark, so raw, and definitely must have come from another place. I think it's quite an album now. How do you feel about Gollum album now retrospectively?
I feel like that. I mean, I think with all the records, I mean, this goes back to the question you were asking earlier. There's been like basically since the first one, but even during that process early on in the band, there's always been the intention to like change our method every time.
Yeah.
And I feel like in that way, like each time we start to think about the next record, there's like a lot of talk about what kind of spaces we want to produce and sort of like where our hearts are at with it. And I feel like that record to us, even as we were making it, was always understood as a kind of tangent that would be like a sort of narrow exploration of one aspect of the first record.
Yeah.
And it takes its name from the song title on the first record.
Sure.
I think that people who are in love with that genre of music that is like the costume that we wore for that record, like wanted that to be the band forever, but that was sort of never the intention. And I think that it was like, I think the way we were thinking about performance and like masculinity and like dealing with the experience of touring heavily for the first time and stuff, that costume for that record was like the right costume to wear to like feel through some of those things that we were experiencing. And like, you know, since then other costumes have made more sense, you know, or sometimes we pull that one out of the closet and
Doesn't it? Actually. Yeah.
Cool. Corey, if I could just mention your solo album, the Unborn Capitalist from Limbo. Amazing title, I must say. Do you treat that as a completely separate project? Do you write songs for that separately, or is that something that you kind of start writing something and think, actually, that's going to be better for me on my own?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think that I kind of did deliberately take those songs and
So in a
separated
separate box
them.
kind of thing.
Yeah, and I wanted to do something different with them. They just didn't feel like things that would totally resonate with what we were doing, what Juan was doing in the moment.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what to do with those songs, and so I went to a cabin in Fraser Park and recorded. Just wanted to hear what they sound like, because it's one thing to just play them on acoustic guitar, but to have a recording of them to kind of flesh them out, and then it just became apparent apparent that, well, these are definitely something else. And it was really kind of good, like a really good feeling to know that there were things that, like, okay, this is not going to be a wand thing. And I think that kind of separation really allowed for the process to, like, continue to evolve into, like, a more democratic situation with the five of us. So
Cool. Yeah, well, this is an amazing body of work, so
Thank
it's really nice to just chill out to. Yeah. You guys always seem to have had sort of close links with Ty Segall. Were you friends before you kind of got into the music business, or do you know each other through being in bands, or how did it kind of all happen?
Well, since this is an interview with us and not Tyler, rather, I'm not talking about Tyler. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, no,
fine.
that's fine.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Are you guys aware of the Fool? Band The Fool. Yeah. You know, this week the sad loss of Marky Smith. He's been a big influence on a lot of bands in this country. Has their music kind of reached the US in the same kind of way, or is it something you're aware of?
The Fall?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, I really love some of those records. And lately I actually just had a chance for the first time to look at, there's like a published book of Marky Smith's lyrics.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
And they read beautifully on paper too. I was like often lyrics don't translate to the page too easily, but it was really cool to look through that book.
Cool, yeah.
And it was, strange to have had that experience really recently and to be here.
Because Evan, you went poetry as well.
Yeah. It's a sad thing.
It's a great one. There's another way to express, isn't it?
Nice, yeah.
Okay, so what can we expect from the set tonight? Is a bit of a cross section of the back catalogue? Are you focusing on the new album?
Right now we have the most songs ready and rehearsed that we've ever had, and they're from every nook and cranny of the catalog. So you can expect really anything and everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
it's the most material I feel like we've ever had prepared for a show.
right.
Anything can happen.
Do you tend to sort of play a different set each night, or do you stick to the same kind of core, or just whatever feels?
It feels like we kind of choose a shape while we're preparing for tour, like a general arc, and then as the tour goes on, we will mess with that arc depending on how it feels when it's happening in front of people, or just like also we have to find a lot of different ways to like maintain our interest in the music, because playing, it's like we're not in a position to have prepared all of our songs, so we have a limited selection, playing them on a really regular basis. Like it's easy to get desensitized. So I think we try to incorporate as much improvisation as we can. That's one way to stay like attentive to the music, but also switching the set around creates different relationships between the songs, and that can help too. So we'll do that as the tour goes on. But we at this point we're only 5 shows in, so we're there have been some changes night by night, but we also kind of have a sense of the arc of
It's still fresh.
Yeah.
Just getting warmed up.
Really. I feel like we're still trying to find that sweet spot of I think we used to over prepare for tour. And we'd be burned out the first week. Because we had just obsessively played all the material leading up to actually playing it every night. But I suppose you
must lose a bit of excitement doing it that way, do you? If you prepare a bit too much.
You just have to. It's tricky. It's all this is like a very artificial circumstance, and
Yeah.
Just like always trying to figure out a way to remind yourself that it's alive.
Yeah.
Okay. How long does the tour run for? I mean, when will you finally get home?
February 25th. We'll be home.
You'll be home.
We'll be on our way home.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
For a well-deserved break, no doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, we won't keep any longer, but thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us. It's been great.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
It's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.